Recently I created 2 wallet style cards and I thought this is a great project, especially if you are giving a gift card, if you want to include some photos. It's a little gorgeous project, and now with the upcoming Father's Day I thought that could be a great little gift. So today I want to share with you step by step on how to create such a card. I created the first one, learned from my mistakes, and then I created a little better version. This project can be customized because the pockets can be on other sides. You can swap them, you can change the sizes, but I will show you the simple way and I hope you will like it. Hello, it's Emilia. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe to be notified about the new videos. For this project, as a base, I'm using Kraft cardstock and I need a strip of paper 4 by 11 inches. Mine is longer, but I will cut at 11 inches and mark and cut later. So we score at 4.5, 4 and 3/4, 9 and 1/4, 9.5. And then we turn the paper to the side where we've got the last score, to the short side with the last score on the top. I marked 11 inches for myself and I will cut it off later because when I was recording I was still figuring out the best measurements. So then we've got this short side on the top and we mark at 1.5 and 2.5 inch. These lines are for us to know where we need to cut off the paper in the second, and I made a mistake when I was doing that. Again, sorry about that because I was just figuring it out. You should go to the second scored line and cut the first scored line off as well. So you will see in the second that I'm just correcting that. So we go straight on the second scored line to the little tab and from the top and from the bottom, and then we've got that little tab. This will be our closure, and now we can fold at all lines and we've got the card base ready. Now this is totally optional, but I will be rounding all the corners for the base and also for the little flap. As my closure today I will use magnets. I will have one magnet inside of the base and one on top of the flap. You can have different closures. You could have a these like fabric catchers. I don't know how you call them actually. And the first base I left without the magnet and it was fine as well. But you can, experiment here and see what would be the best solution for you. So I've attached the magnets and now I will cut the papers for the inside and for the outside first. For that I'm using the Stamperia Alterego collection. It has the patterns that I think would look great on that project. Some of my papers are one-sided, some double-sided, it doesn't really matter. What I like to choose is the papers that do not have how to describe it, papers that can still leave you some room for decoration if you want to add later. So for the cover, for example, I chosen that lighter paper. If I want to add some embellishments on top, then it will not be overwhelming. So I've got 2 side panels and one little strip to go in the middle. I'm giving you the sizes. I hope they are all correct. I just start learning to inches. I normally use centimeters, but I thought a lot of my followers use inches, so I yeah, I hope this will be helpful to you. And if you will make this project and anything is incorrect, please let me know. So I would round all the edges I need to match the base, and then I'm going to adhere my panels to the card base, and I will do the same on the other side of the card. Where there is a magnet, I do not press the paper hard around the magnet because I don't want it to be really visible. But once we've got that covered, we can create the pockets. So for the right side we need two pockets, 4 and 3/8 by 2, that's the first pocket, and then 4 and 3/8 by 3. This is the second, the taller pocket. For the left side we need 3 pieces because we need the pieces for the pocket and for the base of the top flat. So the top of the flap is 4 and 3/8 by 4.5, and I will score that at 2 inches and fold. This is the base for the flap on the left hand side pocket, and I'm only using this paper because my paper that I want to use is one-sided, so I would have the white paper on the other side. If you're using pattern paper, you don't need to create the base for the flap separately. I'm sure you will know what I mean once this is all assembled. Of course, the pockets I'm creating today, this is just a sample because you can have different ideas, and once you've got the base, you can customize it the way you want. I will round the corners on the pockets as well to match the base. And for the top pocket, I will create a little flap, the same as on my previous project, and for that I'm using the punch from Kraft. I got 2 punches for the tabs, and I just love them because they cut really well and they are so easy to use and also to store because you can put them flat and just keep them folded. The punches, I mean, they take a lot of space, but still these are really useful because these tabs can be attached to pockets, pages, junk journal, albums, to many things. So I will create that, and to attach the pocket I need to apply the glue only near the edges on the 3 sides. So this way we will be able to slide the cards or whatever you want inside later. For the little pocket, I'm going to use another punch, this one just a circle, but you can also use a cutting die, or you can use totally different shape just to add some feature to the pocket to make it more interesting. And of course you can leave it straight as well if you wish. I will ink all the elements. Sometimes I do not show it on the video, but each element had this coffee ink on the edges. I think this will just help to make the elements more visible and not all like it's blended together. So when we've got the other pocket, then we can start creating the pockets on the actually one pocket on the left hand side, and I will use the same punch for the pocket, and for the flap I'm rounding the edges for the base and for the paper that goes on the top of the flap. Before I will attach the paper, I'm going to create the closure for that pocket, and it will be the same as on my previous one, which is 2 circles, string and 2 little brads. This way I can tie them all, both parts together, going with the string around the circles. You know what I mean. Sometimes I think I will confuse you more when I speak than when I just show you what to do. So I'm marking where the top circle will be. It's in the middle of my pocket, and I try to keep it close to the edge, but I want it to be above the edge. Then I will make a hole and put the string through. On the other side, I'm going to attach the double-sided tape to hold this string in place, and then also the brad will help keep it in place. When we go with the brad through the circle and through the paper, the one important thing is not to make it completely flat like you usually would do with the brad, because you want to have some room underneath the circle so you can go with the string there. You need that room on both parts, on the top and on the bottom part of the pocket. On the bottom part, I'm going to use just the clear tape on the other side where the brad is, just to keep it flat there, and also it prevents the later when we want to put card or something inside, it prevents it stopping at the brad, because when you've got that tape, you know, the brad is covered. So I joined 2 pieces together. Remember, you cannot add the glue on the where you've got the pocket with the little slot in. You cannot add the glue there, because you won't be able to add anything inside. So now for when we attach it to the card base, we can use the glue on the base of the flap, on the whole part, but on the bottom of the pocket, just on the edge. So this is important, because if you will add glue everywhere, you won't be able to put a card inside that pocket. After attaching the top part of the pocket, it's time to create 2 little cards, or 3, depend how many you want. I'm going to have a gift card in the left side pocket, and these 2 cards for my boys to write on them. I've got 2 sons, and this will be the card for my husband. So each son will write on 1 card, but of course you can include some photos here, some little tickets, you know, you can make it as like a journaling place. So I'm sure you will have your own ideas. To decorate the front, I'm using one of the new dies from Stamperia. This is it comes with the frame. This is a little like a label tab die, and I did die cut it from the cardstock and the paper just to make it thicker. Glue those 2 together, and then I will apply it on the front of my wallet, and then I also decorate the little closing tab. For that, I used 1 brad and a piece of paper. I did have the magnet on the top of the tab, if you remember. So when you adhering the paper, you just need to spend a little bit more time just to hold the paper in place around the magnet, and then it will be fine. So I'm attaching the tab, and then I have chosen 1 sentiment which says thinking of you. These are the chipboard sentiments. I really like them, and they fit perfectly into that little cutting die shape. So I'm going to use this one here. Of course, again, if you want to decorate the front more, feel free to do it. Just to finish off the project, I'm adding little metal leaf. I had the bead on the first wooden bead on the first project, then I had the little metal clock, and here I'm using metal leaf. So that's why I left the string much longer to be able to attach that. I will cut the excess of the string, and then I'm going to cover that little remaining piece with the piece of paper, just the same brown cardstock that I use for the card base. And this will be it for this project. I do love it. It's just looking so great, and you can decorate it in so many ways. You can use so many pattern papers. I have in mind another one for creating a female version, maybe a more romantic with different inserts inside. One last thing, I'm adding the same tab in the inside because I thought this pocket needs something else. And that's it. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you like this project, and if you will make it, please tag me on social media, Emilia Shiradzan. I always love to see what you're creating with my tutorials. Let me know what do you think about this card. Will you make it? Not? Is it interesting video? Please write in the comments. Thanks a lot. Have a lovely creative day. Bye bye and see you soon.